Are we live? That's it. Let's go.
Ta-da. Hello, everyone.
Nicholas Toteda. We will introduce you, but as usual, I'm just going to give you one of my stories before. So the guy used to come into this pawnbrokers that I used to work. Well, the first time I saw him, he came in and he looked like, basically he looked, I don't know, I don't want to be horrible.
Go for it.
He came in with the face of like, you know, well, it could have been an Elvis, but like the Sylvester Stallone sort of, sort of look. And he had a leather jacket, skinniest guy in the world, tiny little fella, and he had the big leather jacket back on his shoulders.
Oh, that was
with just a white vest underneath, and his tiny little fella, and he had greasy hair, and I think he was doing and I thought, oh no, he's trying to be like. Anyway, so he sold, I think it was a few CDs. Gave me his passport. Sly Stallone. He'd changed his name to.
Really?
Oh my god.
Sly.
That's dedication.
I felt bad for him because it was the opposite. Like even now I feel bad. I wonder where he is.
right. You just kind of.
Do you change your mind after a bit? Do you try on? You go, hey, I'm going to be Sylvester Stallone for a few years, and then you just kind of
phase.
Yeah.
Especially when nobody's going. People start going, who's Sylvester Stallone? Do you know when he's not famous anymore? That as what a kid would know. Would you still hold on to that? Like, could you still be walking around going, I'm Charlton Heston? You're going, who's Charlton Heston?
It's like getting a tattoo of like Ian Rush or something. People just be like,
who? I don't know who that is.
Like, exactly, footballer from the 80s. People just be like,
to change a passport though, that's sly as well. But I'd understand if you were sort of like, maybe you were trying to, but if you're the opposite, you go, I don't know if this is funny or not. I don't know if you like mental health problems. But he's a nice guy.
There's a guy okay. There's a guy in Reading who is called Elvis, and he's called Reading Elvis. Yeah, and he just has the hair and all the bits and dresses up and just goes. I think he's just a dude who mumbles really, and he just he just lends into that. He's just like
he just can't speak. Yeah,
they're like what? And he's just like I'm doing a bit.
Yeah. What can he dance? Can he sing?
I don't know, but
he does the mumble.
He's a what we call a local character, i.e. local crazy person.
Right. Basically. Where do you live in a sort of fantasy novel? So you got the guy with Obi-Wan Kenobi walking past Elvis.
There was Obi-Wan Kenobi.
You know, like a lot of characters.
The thing is, I just grew up in this. I grew up in this town. And like, I just thought it was normal, seeing all this stuff. We used to have all this stuff. We used to have Nation of Islam there a lot as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, the guys and the
Brotherhood.
Yeah, the black guys with the bow ties and stuff. Yeah, and like preaching, like hardcore separatist Islamic.
I wonder if they were saying the same thing about you. There used to be a bloke walking around with a beard.
With a beard, looking confused, bumping into stuff. Yeah.
Right. Well, Nicholas Toteda. Yeah. Did I say it right?
Toteda. Yeah.
Toteda. So is that French?
Italian.
Oh, it is Italian. I was going to say.
Yeah.
But you're Canadian.
You're
allowed to be two things. Yeah.
Yeah. right.
Yeah, I didn't corner you there. But you said you're. So you're born in Canada.
Born in Canada. But I'm half Italian, and I also just moved here recently. So
what's the other half?
Canadian. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How long have you been here for?
A year now. Yeah.
Oh, just a year.
Just over a year. Yeah.
Oh. So I'll tell you. You said the process of how I got somebody on the show.
Right.
It's never a big thing. I'm not on social media. I don't know who. I'm literally had a meet. No, I don't want to grass them up. Something went wrong with the meeting yesterday. But anyway. So I've literally got to get somebody on board that knows about social media because I'm releasing a lot of stuff in January.
Nice.
Anyway, so I don't know nothing. I mean, it's embarrassing how little I do know. So I try to do stuff and I sort of make things worse. so I don't post anything. Anyway, and I'd seen your videos pop up. Don't know why, just they did. YouTube videos.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And at the start, they just seem like you get a lot of them pop up and I don't look at them because I'm doing other stuff. And then I saw you with your boyfriend. Are you still with somebody?
Yeah.
Right, so a boyfriend.
Is it fiancé now?
Oh yeah, fiance.
Oh, it is. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, because
I was going to say.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, you see some of them, and then I saw a few more, and I thought, oh, you're quite committed to this, and I thought you're young, and you've moved to London, and then you were actually doing stuff. You weren't just posting nothing. You were having subjects and things.
Oh yeah.
So you've actually committed. Well, most people just doing nothing. It's just junk they're throwing out. And I thought, oh, you're actually like, even though you're the opposite of each other, you're actually, I like what you're doing, and you represent young people well in terms of everything you're doing properly,
nice.
rather than just knocking crap out. So I thought I'd invite you on and talk to you. Firstly, so did you have videos with an ex?
Yeah, I've had a few exes on
Right,
YouTube.
I was going to say.
I suppose that's the problem when you live such a public life.
Yeah, definitely. And a lot of them aren't on YouTube.
Right.
Because I just want to
Is it
throw them.
Is it Anthony?
Anthony, yeah.
Oh, that's the one.
The
you're
current
now.
one, yeah.
So you're.
Sounds like I've had a lot. I've had
Yeah,
two, like, chill.
No, it's my problem. So how long have you been engaged?
Just nearly 2 months now, yeah.
Oh,
Very
congratulations.
recent.
Is he,
Thank you.
Is he the one that was distant?
It was they were both long distance.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so I think I really started off well, I didn't start off on YouTube for doing like couple stuff, but one of my massive trends were when I did a video where I was in Canada and I flew to England for the first time to meet my long distance boyfriend.
Oh, he was here.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
and this
so-
is the previous boyfriend.
The previous one,
Right,
yeah. So I
okay.
had never been to England in my life.
Right.
And I was just like, fuck it, like I'm young. Like
Yeah.
I have I have time. So I've
How
never,
old are you
I've
then?
never been
17?
to England. I was 17 back then, yeah.
Oh shit.
So I was like, fuck it, like it'll do for a really good video, and also like I want to meet him obviously because it
Yeah.
was like 4 months of just chatting over FaceTime and chatting over
Right.
text. So I was like, I have to see him. So
Right. Yeah, stop the story there. We'll come right back. So where did you meet him then? Internet dating?
on Twitter. No, I don't do Tinder or Grindr or any of that.
Oh, well done, mate. Well done.
I'm not.
So you met him on Twitter? Oh, like, what? How did it happen?
Long story. Basically, I just tweeted like some like, oh, I need a boyfriend, and and he was like, I'll be no.
His hands went up across the globe.
I'll do it. No, basically, yes. I was like, just a stupid tweet, like I need a boyfriend, something.
Yeah.
And then I don't really check my likes, but I just wound up checking my likes that day, and I saw like this cute guy I liked. I was like, oh, okay. And then he followed me, and then I followed him back, and then he was like, oh, you followed me, and then we just started a conversation through there. Yeah.
So you arrived in London. So you'd seen him visually. You knew he was real.
Well, there's always that fear of like, well, maybe it's a catfish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
You just never know. But also, I FaceTimed him, so I tried to be like safe about it.
Yeah.
But my mom was like shitting herself back home.
Right, yeah. So there's another bit of this. So your mum and dad still around?
In Canada, yeah.
What do they do for a living?
My marketing. So
Okay.
they're very much, yeah.
So when you said to them, I'm going to England,
Yeah.
have you been overseas on your own before?
Overseas, no.
Fuck.
No.
Man. So and you told them the fella and what had happened and
Yeah, I mean, my mom is
the fuck she say?
I was like, I met someone online. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go fly to see him. No, but I mean, obviously she had talked to him over
Oh,
FaceTime
right,
as
okay.
well, so
Right.
that made her feel a bit more safe about it. But obviously she's very Italian,
Yeah,
so she
yeah.
was like, when you get there, like call me all this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did every day. But no, obviously, I mean, as a parent, like
Yeah.
it's scary.
Yeah.
But
So
I had done a lot of stuff. I mean, I traveled the US prior to that and done
Okay, so
tours
that's-
and stuff. So
right.
she was used to me traveling on my own.
yeah. So she
but-
trusted you to have common sense.
Yeah.
So you arrived here, and then when you first saw him, was it a relief? that
Oh
you-
my gosh. I caught the whole thing on camera as
Yeah?
well. Like the actual initial reaction and everything.
Oh, that wasn't for your personal security. You were recording it.
Yeah, that too. Just in case.
Yeah.
No, I was so scared to like be there's like a lot of old guys, so I was like, oh, please don't be any of these fucking like
Oh no! Yeah.
I was like, please don't be any. And then I saw him like behind an old guy and I was like, okay, thank God.
Yeah, Jesus. And then,
Yeah.
so what happened then? So it's been good seeing. Oh, so that was the last fella.
Yes, that was the last guy.
And how long did that last from that day to?
Jeez, that ended really. Should I talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's up to you.
No, I think I talked about it before on my channel, anyways. Yeah. So a few months after that, so that was like December, whatever. I came back in February to surprise him because he had no
Oh,
idea I was
no.
coming. Yeah. Anyways,
Oh, no.
so I surprised him, and then I got a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, and then things just didn't work out. It just like he was like, "Oh, like thank God you're here because I have to tell you something," and then
Yeah.
and then he just said it like it's not gonna work out. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
So hang on. What was the surprise?
well, that he dumped me. Oh wait, who is surprised?
Hang on. So you came back to surprise. You were
Yeah,
still
yeah.
together at the time.
Yeah.
You come
Still
back to
together.
surprise him.
Mhm.
Where does the
And
problem
he
start?
was surprised. He was like, "Oh wow, like you're here." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And then it was
He-
fine for like a day, and then he was like, "Well, like it's good that you're here because I didn't want to do this over text."
Oh no.
And then I just heard like from that
Ah.
conversation, I was like, "Okay,
just
I
the
know where
blood
this is
drain
going."
from your.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that? But it's certainly, I didn't catch him in bed or anything. That like you just
that would have been that would have been a fucking surprise. Imagine like catching on camera. Can you imagine? Fuck, that would be good. But.
What did you do? Did you stay for more couple more days?
I have other friends in England, so I come for my friends as well. So I just stayed with a friend, cried and ate for a few weeks, and then I came back, and then I went back to Canada, and then I came back to England to see friends. And then that's how I met Anthony, just through. You know what? It's something about like the gay guys in England are just so much more attractive. Like than like Canada, there's none. Or if there are, it's all like like the. At least it's just not my type at all. But like the gays that like wear makeup and like are really gay. Like that's all there is in my hometown, anyways. Right. So I just like that's not my type. So,
In London, they're not like that.
Oh well, I mean there are a few, but like most of them are my type.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So this is Anthony.
Yeah.
And how long you've been with Anthony? Oh no, not 2.
Well, we've known of each other, for 2 years and a half almost. And
how old are you now?
19, almost 20.
So that's a long time when you're a kid. I can't do maths. What's that? 20%? 20% of your life or something? 2 years?
I'm operating on 3 hours sleep. I can't. Maths is
sorry.
Yeah, maths. I left maths behind a long time ago. Yeah.
So, and you got engaged. How did you propose?
So we were actually in my hometown in Canada.
Right.
We were visiting family and all that. And there's a whole video of my channel, but basically we went to because my thing is like I love fall in Canada, like just the foliage and all that. It's like I just love it. And we were just walking through like this national park, gorgeous park. And all of a sudden he goes, "Yeah, I have to go piss." So he goes in the woods, goes to piss. I'm like, okay.
That ruined the romance of the story for a while.
Yeah, right.
The fall, the leaves. I've got to go for a piss.
Go for a piss.
I used to take a wicked shit, yeah.
Well, he is English, to be fair.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Right. So while I'm waiting for him to take a piss, I'm just like doing pictures with my photographer. And my photographer goes, it's not that, it's been a while. So I was like, okay, well, it's turned into shit actually. Cause I was like, there's no fucking way he's pissing for that long.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, he's gone down there. Like, should we go check up on him? So he's filming while we're like going towards him.
So he was in on it.
Yeah, the photographer, yeah. And he was like, had a whole setup with like the basket and like a blanket on the leaves. Nice. Very cute, yeah. He just said it,
What does Anthony do?
He's fitness, opposite of me. So he does. Yeah, he's like a personal trainer.
So keeps you in check.
Well,
no, he tries. Yeah,
he tries. Yeah.
So when did
he judges you when you eat bad food?
Yeah,
basically.
Put that down. Yeah. When did you get involved in social media? Like, what was the first thing?
Oh, geez, 2014.
So it's not like MySpace. That's gone by then, isn't it?
No. I was on Facebook like when it first came out, 2010. But I think when I first started posting publicly, I guess, was on YouTube in 2014.
And what was it? Just you doing stuff? It wasn't like a...
Yeah, no. I mean, my whole life, I just wanted to be an actor since I was really young. But it was so hard to get auditions and all these things. So I was like, fuck, I'm just going to make my own movies.
Channel, yeah.
So I made, I scripted all these little things with my friends and I gave them all roles and we used to just do them on my channel. That's how I started. And then I started, and then I hit a trend, which was back then was reacting to musicals. I don't know if you guys even know what
Yeah.
And then that video went viral overnight, and then I just kept doing it, and then and then from there it's just gone off. Yeah.
I said to you about the video. There's one about you teaching your mum slang.
Wait, which?
But I couldn't find it.
Oh God, that was a while ago.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I was because I was said to you. Did you put some words together?
Yeah, I have a few little things planned.
Well, I could throw him under the bus, Charles, more than me because he's just got social media. So
just Twitter.
Okay, right.
Yeah. I'm still. Facebook. Facebook. I haven't because I always said I thought Facebook would be a flash in the pan. And I was always expecting it to guessed wrong, obviously. You know what I mean?
Wrong,
yeah. One of the biggest companies in the world now. Yeah. Completely misjudged that trend.
Your consultancy business at that
point. Shows what I know, I suppose. But I always thought it was. I was like, it looks like a fad. I'll just wait it out, and then the next thing will come along, and I'll get on that. You know what I mean? No,
nothing.
Nothing.
No, it just never went away.
So I asked Nicholas if he could come up with some words. Mainly because I watched one of his videos and he said a word that I thought, what the fuck does that mean? So I thought it'd be good to poke fun at Charles. And it was somebody asked you if you had a something crush, a Maya.
Wait, is it like a slang word?
Yeah.
Or what is it?
It became like Maya, Molly Crush.
Molly Crush?
No, it's not Molly. Anyway.
And isn't that slang for MDMA?
Yeah, I was going
to be like,
just loved up, going, wow, everything feels amazing. This is table so soft.
When MDMA was MDMA, it was like that. Yeah,
the 90s.
Yeah. So, and I didn't know what it meant. It was a something crush, and it was something to do with celebrity or something like that. But anyway, I didn't know what the word was, so I thought there must be other words out there. And I watched one of your other videos, another, and I didn't know what word meant. So could you throw a couple of words at Charles to see if he knows what they mean?
Yeah, definitely. So you ready for this?
Yeah, because I listened.
This is the future.
To two young people talking in a car recently about music, and I was like, I know. I recognize some of I know that they're speaking English,
right.
And I recognize some of the words, but the way they're using them, I just made
Did I mishear that word?
They just, it was just like kind of like
abbreviated.
It was like Burroughs cut up techniques. Like someone got a bunch of words and snipped them up and just kind of mixed them around, just because like jumbled up the sentences. And I was like, I listened to this for about half an hour or something, and I was like, I have no frame of reference here. So yes,
yeah, no clue what it was about.
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna start off easy for you, and just LMAO.
Oh, yeah.
Hang on.
Okay, so you know what that means?
No, it's love me.
Oh, do you know what?
Yes.
He's totally off.
Yeah.
Did you think that's what that was?
What's the first word?
I know what it meant.
What's the first word?
Laugh.
LM.
LMAO.
Laugh.
Wasn't there a popular music combo by the
LFM? Yeah, those. Yeah, but it's different.
LM.
Kinda.
What's the M? Me.
My.
Love my.
No, not love.
Me.
Laughing.
Laugh.
Oh, laugh me.
No, laughing. My.
Laughing my.
AO.
Oh, arse off.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That one was.
I've embarrassed myself here. This is backfired.
You were telling me to do it for him. I was like,
just switch me up, man. Come
This
on.
is backfired completely. Oh,
okay. Well, I've got a little list out. Hold on. I wrote a few things. All right. Second thing is, so on social media, if someone's like, oh, like, give me some tea. Like, what does that mean?
Tea.
Like tea. Yeah. Like it's spelled the same way as tea, but it's not like, obviously.
Tips.
I was just thinking, is that because again, that's like drug slang for cannabis in the 30s, in the 1930s, in the jazz scene in New York.
Tea, baby.
Yeah, they used to talk about smoking tea.
Oh, right.
And like Louis Armstrong and stuff used to talk about that.
Tea.
If someone's like, oh, spill the tea, like, does that help or not really?
I would just think, they've spilled a cup of tea. That's
Spill the beans. It must be tell me something.
You're close.
Maybe.
You're close.
From context.
Spill the tea. Something about secrets.
I was thinking it's some kind of sexual act, but then I'm not going to go into
that. Oh, no.
Okay. Karem, you got anything?
I've got just stuck on tea.
Tea doesn't make any sense. So what is it?
So tea is like drama. Like, so tell me the drama. Like, what's happening? Like, what's the tea?
Oh, so it's like spill the beans. It doesn't make any sense
that's
at
why
all.
I thought you were really close. But it's more like drama, like juicy things, like, you know,
gossip.
Yeah, very much like gossip. Like, you want to know what the gossip is? Spill
the tea.
So
if I
just say
that,
spill now, they'll be like spill.
Oh.
And then you have to say.
Oh, so it's even.
Yeah, it's abbreviated to spill now.
It's like Cockney because it's been around for so long. People now have rhyming words for the Cockney. Do you know what I mean? So that if you say, Jack and Jill or whatever, you don't say Jill, you say Jack, and then you say
Jack.
Yeah, but then you go, well, hang on, what the fuck? Well, the original word was 3 words back. You've got slang on top of slang.
Well, it's like nicknames. Nicknames start off like something strange, and then they get shortened and shortened, and then you can get like a weird nickname from the nickname from the nickname, and it becomes this weird kind of. Sometimes when someone explains it to you, they're like, "What?"
Yeah,
and it just
life's too
goes so far back. You know what I mean?
So tea, we use that. We've got to drop that in somewhere. Then.
Oh yeah.
So actually start the podcast. So Charles,
Oh yeah, just start out be like spill the tea.
Actually, I'm not going to say spill the tea, man. I'm just going to say spill.
All right, here we go.
We're busy people. We haven't got time to muck around.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, of course not.
Right, go on, give us one more.
All right. So
spill.
This one's very recent. Not that recent, but so clown. It's like clown.
Clowning around.
Or like clowning is one as well.
Clowning. Being funny.
Not really.
It's got to be. Clown. Don't be a clown.
Well,
don't be stupid.
It might have a different context because of the film It.
Oh,
and the sequel.
Yeah,
and the sequel.
We're not going to
Part
dissect the word. This
Well,
is
I'm
the
just saying-
internet we're talking about.
I know, but I'm just saying that it has a kind of has a horror connotation sometimes, maybe for
Yeah, you've been doing a film podcast for too long, mate. It's the word clown. It's what it,
I think he's thinking too much into these.
I'm trying to think of the wider social context.
yeah,
You know?
no essay you needed here. Clown, I've got nothing. It's got to be being stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, you're really
Clowning
close.
around.
So if someone's making a fool of themselves, like on social media.
Oh, you're
so
a
if there's like
clown,
a
you're a-
stupid video, I'll be
Yeah,
like clown.
I'm
Yeah.
having that one. I think.
Yeah.
Have you got any more? Give us one more.
Yeah, okay. So this one is not meant to be like, well, no, because you guys aren't really part of this category, but
It's going to be offensive now. Whatever you
well,
say.
no, not to both of you,
Right, okay.
but
Even more offensive to one of us. Go.
So it's okay, boomer. That's really recent, and
So,
like kids are saying it like
Okay,
a
is
lot
in,
now.
yes. Okay.
Basically, this is what the kid says, that basically anyone over about 23 is now classified as
No,
a
I wouldn't say it to like a.
Oh, really?
I actually don't even say it, but it's more like kids that say it on social media.
Oh, so it's a reference for older people.
Yeah.
Boomer. Why is boomer?
But
Because the boomer generation, the baby boomer generation, the post-war generation of, if you're born, I can't remember this, but if you're born basically after 1945, then you're technically baby boomer generation,
Right,
which is
okay.
post-World War II generation. And so it's usually a designation for the older generation, people of about 60s.
You couldn't get away with that in the Asian
plus.
culture, though, could you? Like
What?
the reverence for older people, you wouldn't be able to do that. I suppose on the internet.
internet.
But you
Yeah.
don't really just say it to like any older person. Like they have to do something bad on social media. So let's just say
It's like if somebody's acting old and miserable, you'd
it's more like so if someone's like it's like an old lady's just on social media talking about like how she
no.
hates gays. Okay, boomer.
oh right,
You know
okay,
what I
so it's a
mean?
back slap to somebody that's attacking
yeah,
you.
yeah.
That works.
Yeah, so it's like it's a comeback really.
Yeah.
Like kids will say to like their parents now. It's pretty bad, but
Yeah.
Are you going to be using that for your 6 Twitter followers?
Seven at last count. I would probably be classified as a boomer in that situation.
no.
Not for attitude, but just for age and
yeah, it's not the age. It's
Being out of
it's
touch,
the
I suppose.
mindset. The
Yeah.
backward
It's just
mindset.
to come back at
Yeah.
like an older person and be like, well, yeah, you're that, you know.
Can you create your own ones? Can we have a visual
yeah,
pic-
should we just
Yeah, like what could you?
think this
What do we
around?
don't like on the internet? I mean, fucking hell. But,
Well,
yeah. What like wasted videos? Just nothing videos, not interesting, not like just bad videos.
bad videos.
Back slap, backhand,
bad stuff.
bad. We need another
That's
one.
a bad stuff.
Yeah,
Lame.
that's bad.
Lame. That's so we could cut up the word lame.
Lame.
LME.
Oh,
That's LME.
that's LME. Don't know.
That sounds like a sect of sexuality though. When you start putting abbreviations,
Yeah.
like, I'm LME.
That's LGBT.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is
When you
this is a
start
dead
doing
end.
that,
This
when you
isn't
start
going-
doing that, like people start when you start doing lots of weird letters, abbreviations,
Yeah.
and just assuming people know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I think because you just spend, I mean, like with LMAO, you spend ages just going, what? No.
I wonder if we are going back to sort of hieroglyphics, where eventually it would just be, it won't even be words, it would just be the images. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's going that way.
What, piece it together through emojis?
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. I mean, that's basically what hieroglyphics is.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a photo. If you, but so you can. I've seen things where people say like 2 words, and it's like a thing and a thing. So people must be doing them in 4s, like da 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 da, and you go, Christ, you're not even talking words anymore.
I knew this, but only this couple, and they basically communicated via WhatsApp. Yeah, I'm down. So
Yeah, yeah.
you know, I'm
Oh,
still
WhatsApp.
chatting.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's current, isn't it? That's the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, and they communicated via the WhatsApp app on my phone, almost exclusively through emojis. And it was like,
Oh.
again, it was like trying to decipher hieroglyphics.
That's what,
I'd
what
be
it
like
is.
banana, thumbs up,
Oh,
cinema, fast car, and I'm like. And like I'd just be like reading it in my head, just
You're
having
like-
to go. I was thinking, is this frenetic?
Yeah.
Is it like?
Oh, you're deep and reading it again rather than just looking at the pictures. There's
Yeah.
a car going somewhere.
Yeah, no, I was like, is it telling a story? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah, no. I got friends that text like that as well. It's just like paragraphs of emojis.
Oh God.
And I even like me, like, I mean, I don't understand it. So, but a few emojis now mean certain things. Like a peach means an ass.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have known that. I would have had no
No.
idea.
Because it has that little line.
Yeah.
with-
Yeah.
I would have
I
gone
get that.
fruit.
I just gone,
Yeah.
okay, a peach. Thank you. Yes.
So if someone sends you a peach, it means like nice ass.
Fruity as well means
No
quite
one's sending me a peach.
Oh. What about an eggplant?
What's that? A penis?
Yeah, a penis.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, even
I got that. Yeah. Because I was just like, I was like, huh.
banana.
Yeah, I was thinking because I got that because I was like, that eggplant sure looks like a dick. I was just like,
been getting some baby carrots.
yeah, right.
I was thinking they knew what they were doing with that. I
Yeah.
think, yeah.
Do you you know you get that screensaver on Apple now that tells you how long you've been on your screen on your phone?
Oh yeah,
Do you use
I
it?
hate that thing. I mean, it tells me I go over it like every day, but yeah.
Oh yeah. So I was going to say, how long do you spend on your phone?
Should we check?
Is it the majority?
I have no clue. Wait, what's the app called?
As of today? No, it's actually
of
on the
today.
main screen.
Oh,
Screen time.
Let me look it up. Screen time.
I never really see you using your phone, Charles. And I don't really even see your phone out usually. You're not on it. Use it just.
Yeah,
for
I
some-
use it a bit. Yeah.
Oh, settings. Is
Um,
it like general? I don't even know.
Recently, I've been playing this stupid game on it, and it's not even a game; it's just a waste of time. And I play it for
I
about
got
an
it.
hour and a half every day.
So what is it? So this
Sev-
is today.
yeah, it says daily average, 7 hours. Is that bad?
7 hours. So that's quite a lot.
Is
That's
it?
it's
Well, I mean, you're sleeping for 5, 6, so that's gone.
it's probably
Half your day at least.
I suppose it's probably one of the single
Half your
biggest
day.
things one might do, except for sleep, a day.
Yeah.
But they used to say, I suppose it's no different because they used to say, oh, the
If you-
average person watches 6 hours of TV a day.
Yeah.
or whatever. You
yeah,
know
like,
what I
I don't
mean?
watch
So,
TV
yeah.
or anything. Like
Yeah.
that,
That's what I mean. It's not you're sitting there. That's not 7 hours of playing computer games.
No,
like
of
you're
course.
doing. You do stuff with
Yeah.
it. So that's a bit. Yeah, I
And
think you
this-
get away with that.
and it's kind of your job.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I mean, I'm always like just talking to people on it,
Yeah.
and just like posting stories and stuff. Yeah.
What social media platforms are you on then? So YouTube, Instagram.
YouTube, Instagram. I'm on TikTok now. That's massive.
So what's this now?
Oh, you know, TikTok's massive right now. You guys should get on, by the way. But it's just like you
There
know
you
what
go,
Vine
Charles.
is.
What is it?
Vine.
No.
So so Vine was like a platform where they had like little quick 6 second kind of little videos, like comedy videos.
Right.
So that died out. And then this Chinese company bought out TikTok, and they were like, let's just recreate it because people miss it and people want Vine again. So they made this platform called TikTok, and now it's the same situation. Like you're just kind of scrolling through little videos, but it's funny.
But
And it's
they're like
blowing up.
memes then. That's a
Kind of,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like
there's no
short
content.
videos. Yeah.
It's just short videos.
Well,
Why have people got time for this?
but
But you get addicted. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Even I was just like, I don't have time for the TikTok. Then you go on and you're just like, okay, next. It's just, it's it's
no.
honestly
It
like
is an
you
addiction,
think like
yeah.
that, but
I have watched a few here and there, like a few compilation things, and like
Hmm.
it is weird because people actually. Well, I suppose it's interesting because people have used the format in quite an interesting way. I'll give
Of
them
what?
that. Of like TikTok and
Yeah.
Vine and stuff, like this 6 second limit, much like Twitter as well.
But what's on that? A cat falling over or something?
Well, people actually do.
Somebody talking.
People create videos and actually kind of they'll write and create and shoot something
For 6 seconds.
for 6 seconds, just
well,
short.
that
quick
was
bang, you know?
Vine. Now, I mean, they go up to like 15, 30 seconds.
But
so
what are they? Just funny stuff.
it's just funny. It's just comedic stuff. Yeah.
Right.
But not like, it's not for everyone because, and
Yeah.
also like there's different humors on it. So like my screen will be probably just only my humor, but
Right.
your screen would be different. And probably yours would be different as well. So.
But I don't think that's for boomers, is it?
Oh, it is. A lot of boomers are on
Really?
it. Yeah, you'd be
But
surprised.
once you got bills to pay, surely you haven't got time. You got
but
kids
that,
and
but that can pay your pay your
Right.
bills. Yeah, I don't know.
Ah.
So
and give me a video you've seen. Like what is it? A dog tripping, a woman
I've
falling
seen-
over.
I saw like a girl just like sitting down like in like a toilet stall, and she
Yeah.
had like like those whoopee cushions.
Yeah.
And she would just see people's reactions, and she would just like fucking went
Oh
off.
God.
And like people were just laughing next door.
Yeah.
One girl was like, "Fucking gross." So it's just, and that was like 15 seconds, but it was just so funny.
Oh
Like,
God.
yeah.
But they do get you those things, and
Oh
they're
my god, yeah.
designed
Like
to
that
play
was
with your
just like,
neurology.
yeah.
It's the short things, like with YouTube as well. It's just those short little videos. You just go right, bang, yes, next,
Yeah.
next,
But
and then
just
that's
your life. Just
3 hours
drifts on.
later. Yeah, 3 hours later,
nothing's-
you're like, oh, probably better go sleep now.
Yeah,
It's getting light.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you have any sort of routine with your recordings?
So yeah, I'll post about 3-4 times. Oh no, just 3 now a week on YouTube. So I'll just kind of film in the morning usually, and then I'll edit in the afternoon, then post. And when I'm not doing that,
that's not too bad. That's good. That is.
But I mean, if I'm always just doing something. So if it's not YouTube, then it's posting for Instagram because I'm starting to do Instagram videos now.
Right.
And then TikTok.
Can Instagram do videos then? I thought they couldn't do videos on Instagram.
Yeah, you can.
How long?
So the actual Instagram platform is a minute, but then there's IGTV where it can go up to an hour.
I think I've seen that IGTV somewhere.
Yeah,
it must be on the page.
It's part of Instagram, but it's kind of a different platform where it's just videos.
Right.
As for Instagram, it's made to just be pictures.
And can you go live on there, IGTV?
No, that's just on your main account, I think.
Right. Then and so what else are you on? You on ping pong? What
ping pong?
Don't know.
TikTok. TikTok.
Oh, TikTok.
I don't know.
I was talking about ping pong a couple of days ago. That must have popped up again. But anyway, so the Instagram, TikTok, Facebook.
Yeah, kind of Facebook.
Twitter.
Twitter. I'm on Twitter.
And what other ones?
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Yeah.
I'm kind of on Snapchat, but I kind of gave up on that because it's just not really worth it anymore.
How do you keep up with them all though? Like, that's the thing.
Well, that's the thing. That's why it's a full-time job, right? And that's why my screen time is 7 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just on every single one, you know.
And your YouTube videos, what subjects have you done recently?
Recently, so I've reacted. So I do reactions to TikTok. So I kind of brought that trend back when I got big. And I'm bringing it back kind of. And I am reacting to TikToks now. So not Musical.lys.
Oh, okay. So just, right.
But yeah, so I'm kind of doing that.
Your YouTube's, I don't know what you call them, stories. I don't know. I'll get confused here. What do you call a YouTube video? Is it a YouTube video?
YouTube video.
Where do you get the word stories?
I don't know.
Oh, stories is on Instagram stories.
Oh, yeah. I was looking at Instagram today. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't even know what it is. Somebody did one on my page. And I don't know what that's doing there. And I don't want to delete it in case it deletes something else.
What is it?
There's nothing. There's nothing on there. It's not saying anything. It's madness. When you try to explain it, I'm thinking, what is all this? I don't know what the fucking point is.
It's confusing. I find it confusing.
It really is. I mean, it is, yeah. But I think in 2020, like everyone should get on, like every business, I mean, should be on social media. Like it's just
you have to. Yeah.
At this point, just too much competition, especially like apps like TikTok that are just getting big right now. People like that get on now. It's like if you were on Facebook like 5 years ago,
TikTok.
You know. So you need to get on these big ones.
What's the biggest then? Is Instagram the first thing you do? Was that Facebook still?
My first ever thing was YouTube. First ever thing.
So is YouTube classed as social media?
Yeah, I think so.
I would.
Take YouTube out.
Because it's user-generated content, isn't it?
Yeah, so. And you can even post stories on YouTube now.
If you took YouTube out because it's videoed, what's the first social media thing you should get? Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
That's the big dog.
I think you would get that or Facebook, but I'm just not too big on Facebook right now.
Yeah, I don't want to slag them off.
No, go on.
No, but it's like the Apple thing where it was good, and then the corporation thing started to go fuck you and started turning on its own sort of people and all that Mark Zuckerberg stuff. You go, I just don't like him, so I don't really want to be.
I think he's changing. I think he's secretly evil, basically.
The weird thing is, I was saying to somebody a couple of weeks ago. When you start something like that, right? Yeah, the thing on Facebook, how do you jump forward to be that person? Like where it's just business, money, politics. You go, didn't you just want it to be a thing, for people? Why did it become this? Yeah. When did you become that person?
When they start chucking cash at you, I think. When they start chucking serious.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not talking about
about
his 60 quid. I'm talking about his 500 million. Yeah, you know what I mean?
My comeback to that would be, okay, if you're broke, your money, when you get to that point when money doesn't matter anymore, don't carry on doing that.
Well, I think he has a lot of pressure as well in terms of, everyone's
shareholders
expecting
and things,
him to, like his next big thing now is creating a virtual world. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but you can have like a VR, the VR glasses, and Facebook's going to have a virtual world with like virtual coins. Where you can
doing the money, aren't they?
Yeah. It's crazy. Like he keeps like coming up with new shit. Like
be like that film that no one watched, Ready Player One.
No, what's that?
Don't know her.
Exactly, Ready Player One. It's Spielberg. It's Spielberg a couple of years ago.
Really?
No one watched it. I didn't watch it, but
Spielberg?
Yeah.
What was it? A kids' film?
No, it was like a 12.
What was it about?
It was about a virtual reality world. Yeah,
really,
it's a virtual reality world, and everyone lived in this kind of VR game.
Well, that's what his next idea is.
Yeah, that's exactly
his idea. Yeah.
It's worrying that everyone wants to go to this virtual reality thing Because you go, well, you're in the virtual reality now. Why do you make the most of that?
We're already in the Matrix. Why do you need to get in like a different Matrix?
You haven't fucking fixed it. It's like when they say we want to go to Mars and we'll colonize Mars. You go, why don't we sort this place out before you jump to the next place and ruin that as well? If you can colonize that place, why don't you colonize this place properly?
I mean, it sounds really deep, but I think in a way it's like if people hate their life out here and just hate like their job, hate everything, it's just like an escape, isn't it? Just to put on the glasses and be like a whole different person. Be a whole,
that's just like pulling the cord on life and just
in a way, but
then that's what a lot of people do with social media, though, isn't it? I always think, and this is one of the things I suppose that puts me off personally with Facebook is that people seem to create it's like I saw it's like a role playing game almost, and like people would create an avatar and create a character, and then they would send it out into the world, and then they'd collect friends and likes as points. You know what I mean? And they'd be presenting this very different, because I'd see some of my friends' accounts and the way they dangled it and photos and things that they were posting for things that I was there, events I was there. I was like, that's not kind of how it went. Like, you know what I mean? And I always just found it very strange.
I saw a program years ago. God, it must have been about 10, 15 years ago. And it was, there was one of them, you get an avatar and just walk around. Like, I think it was called One Life or something like that. It's probably quite still one. Anyway, me or something like that. And this was 15 years ago. And it had this Chinese or Japanese woman who was become the first millionaire from nothing. She'd become a millionaire in the game because what she'd done, she'd built up this life. And she wasn't a battle thing or anything. It was just a person, and you just did things and whatever. And you could get like degrees and things in the game.
I mean,
so you could be like, and what she'd done is she'd started buying property. She got a job in the thing, and she bought property and built up this empire, and then sold it to somebody in real money for her character for £1 million. And they were talking about this game and how so what you could buy property and you could get education inside the game, and then that meant because you got an education you would get a certain amount of money every year, which then meant you could apply for, and then you could buy bigger properties. And it was a funny thing actually, because you go to nightclubs and things where you could only meet elite members, because it's a nightclub. It really means that you're an elite part of the game, and you go into the nightclub and only certain people that you've paid for can be in there. And what happened is you started getting rich areas and poor areas, because obviously people didn't want to have their property that they built in people that only had a few tokens, and they were like a plumber who couldn't afford to be like a lawyer, hadn't built up this thing to be a lawyer. They started to get poor areas and rich areas. And then
what was this? Was this like a TV show?
No, it's a real thing. It's massive. It was massive. They were saying like it was millions and millions. I think it's still around now. But what happened also is racism started popping up, where the people that had the black characters weren't being allowed to live.
So it's just like the real world. They're just like copying. They're just redoing it, but like
it's called One Life or something like that. And it was crazy. Like, it's massive. I'm surprised you don't hear about it. Or it might just be one word, one or life.
What was it? Yeah, second life.
Second life.
That was it.
Yeah, and then they said because they weren't letting people buy in certain areas because they were black characters.
Really?
It's like fucking people like don't learn nothing. But they were going to do a thing where you can only listen to certain artists' new music in the nightclubs. So the new artists, like real musicians, would only put their music inside this game in that club. So like it's human beings.
What was that? They had someone did a concert or something in Fortnite, didn't they? Yeah.
What's that? They did in 14 days.
Oh, yeah.
Dead Mouse or something. Yeah.
Right, you're just saying names. What's this? Mickey Mouse and 14.
Yeah, Marshmallow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Explain the story.
There's some popular DJ chap. Yeah. And he did a concert in a video game, in an online video game that people could go and watch. So people playing this online shooting video game, they had a special level open up for an evening, and he did like a live concert in this game.
But he's an avatar still. It's not watching a video.
No, yeah, he was a character doing a thing
and playing his music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get the album. I mean, what's the? What was so big? Because the event suggests that you're in an event, which I
was
listen to his music.
It's a sort of live. It was a sort of live performance.
It was live, yeah. And then every all his followers or whatever his fans, have this game because everyone like fucking has Fortnite.
Yeah.
So it was just cool, I guess, for them to be there.
What's the Fortnite thing? Why do you keep saying Fortnite?
Fortnite is the name of the game.
The video game.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
What is the game? What is it?
It's an online first-person perspective shooting game.
Yeah.
It's a shooting game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why is there a concert in there?
I think
Fallout Duty, and then suddenly there's the army band.
I think they didn't have guns in that particular because otherwise everyone just go mad.
Yeah, right. Fuck it.
It doesn't make sense. Why would you have a music event in a shooting game?
This is why I mention it because it was quite odd.
I understand if you shot your way into it.
No, it's really weird. But I think it's just the video game was massive, so it was like great publicity for both him and it was just like a cross promotion thing. Yeah.
Do you go to a lot of concerts? You don't really go to music concerts.
I used to go to stuff, but most of the people I like are dead now. So
right.
What music do you listen to?
Again, like anything rap, like indie, anything really. Yeah, I'm not too picky when it comes to music.
Yeah, so same thing. I like what I like really. Yeah. I'm not sort of stuck in a genre or anything. I think good music is just good music, like good films.
Yeah,
good
definitely.
Films, you know what I
agree.
mean? Like I don't really understand people who say, "Oh, I just like horror," or "I just like this," or "I just like one thing."
Was it you that told me to watch the Once in a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah.
Did you say watch it?
I
said there was a twist at the end.
I said it was worth.
What's it called?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh yeah,
I heard of that. Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
I
tried to get through it 20 minutes in. But you said the first half could be scrapped.
You can basically just watch the last 20 minutes, half hour.
Really, that bad?
Much. Well, no, because the whole thing is it's all set up, and then it has quite a fun payoff. So it's like a 3-hour film.
Set up just for the payoff.
2 hours and 50 is setting up. Is setting up this thing, and it's kind of a joke ending, and it's kind of really quick, extreme joke ending, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. And whether you liked the ending is going to dictate whether you like the whole thing,
right.
whether you're willing to sit through the whole thing. Because it's But I thought the payoff was decent enough. So
how often do you go to the cinema?
I watch like a lot of movies on Netflix.
Netflix,
I kind of go cinema sometimes. It's just like fun dates, isn't it?
Netflix have got their cinema open, haven't they, in London now?
They have a Netflix cinema, really?
I don't know if it's London. No, it might be New York. I think it's New York, where they just play their films. I saw today in Greenwich, in London. It must be the Odeon and the IMAX in Greenwich. Might not be, but they've just started the first cinema only, mobile phone free cinema. And when you go in, I saw a picture of it. You get a little locker, and you open it, and and it's a charging station as well. So you put your phone in there, and you're not allowed to take it in, and it charges. And you get to get the key.
This country, man.
I don't know. I don't know if that would do well with like kids or teenagers or.
Yeah, because I don't know how you enforce that, because you should be enforcing it anyway to not use your phone.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the same arseholes, are just going to be arseholes even more.
They come out with night vision goggles now. Like during the
No.
Yeah. Last couple of cinemas I went to. Literally halfway through. Well, at the beginning,
really?
Like every hour or whatever. They like one of the ushers or whatever. One of the dipshits that works there for minimum wage.
Yeah, right.
Just suddenly like starts creeping up. Like literally pops around the corner.
Does he go?
Like
really?
You hear that? Like the tiny thing. Yeah. And like Delta Force are about to come through the fucking wall, you know what I mean? And like
camo on his eyes.
Yeah. And he starts like creeping around in the dark, and I'm like, the fuck is that? And then I was
spoil the
my
film.
eyes
Is this
just
part of the movie?
interactive experience at 4D cinema. Yeah,
but that's the wrong. Then people don't want to be getting involved in all that. They're kids. Unless you got a security guard or something, you've actually got to enforce.
Well, this is to stop people filming stuff.
Oh, I suppose, right, yeah.
But what if you're like making out or something, and then this guy just comes up like,
yeah.
That'd be, you know what I mean?
YouTube Live.
Well, me and my mates, we always just take beers in. Like we just buy some beers and then we just take them in, and like they get funny sometimes because like most places don't have a license, so they get funny. And
You just hit.
Yes.
Click, 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 click. Wait for 10 minutes.
Some fucking woman snitched on us. I swear.
really?
Yeah, some old woman snitched on us. Man.
To be fair, I'm on her side.
We were sat in the middle, like minding our business, just just having a couple of beers, and, like,
Just us kids.
And she was all pissed off.
She hit you with a handbag.
No, she went off. She went off and
To
like
complain.
Yeah, she went off, and then like 2 minutes later came back, and like the usher came in and was like, "Oh, guys, yeah, you can't do that here." And I was just like,
It was like, yeah or no?
I was like, yeah, I was kind of aware. I was like, oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I did.
See, this is where you would call her a boomer, like right after she did that.
Yeah, she got to do boomer. Actually, what the fuck are you talking about?
And these drunk boys called me very loud.
Have you ever been kicked out of anywhere?
People's houses, yes.
Oh, really?
No.
No.
Parties.
Really?
Where else?
I know
a Buddhist monastery, kind of.
You never got kicked out of there, did you?
Kind
you
of.
got asked to leave.
Yeah,
partly.
well, kind of.
Why did it go sour?
I will tell you later.
No.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, nothing too bad, but they were certainly very pleased to see me go.
It seems like your monastery visit didn't really go well, did it? I mean, all it did is provide some good stories. For a Christmas podcast,
man.
you met a Nazi, a secret Nazi, and that had a lot of weapons, and you had to make a run for it. Yeah, exactly. If you want to hear more about the story, listen to our Christmas Day podcast. It will be coming out soon.
I haven't even told you about the Israeli couple who kept on accusing me of plotting to kill them.
Ooh.
At the monastery?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the story for another day. It's quite involved.
You just have like that face.
By the way, I wasn't plotting to kill them.
Right, okay.
just putting it out there. I wasn't, and I don't know where this came from.
Every show, he's been harassed on the public transport by like lunatics, just attracted to him for something. I don't know what it is.
They just like vibe towards.
Yeah. You're always cold at reading your comic books in public. Are they seen like a weak? Is that what it is?
They see weakness. How dare you sit and read Captain America in public?
Is that what it? Like if you were reading, did I tell you when I was putting the magazine together, I was looking for an editor, and I was meeting a lot of different people, and I met a guy, and he brought with him, as some people did, like magazines I've worked for, and one of them was he sold weapons. It was weapons like just other countries. And I thought, this has been a waste.
What it's
an actual magazine of weapons. Not like handguns. I'm talking about rockets and tanks and things like that. He worked for it. So I can't remember who he worked for. But he said, I used to edit this thing. And it was an actual magazine that was given to different countries. And I thought, I can't, mate. Like, not with the sort of social...
See, if that was like in America, there would just be kids going through it like, I want that. You know what I mean?
Mum. I remember there was an event on... where do we do events in London? Excel. I was doing some work somewhere, and it was early in the morning, and there was loads of traffic everywhere, and I just saw some blokes, and I, honest to God, my child's brain, I thought they were strippers, because these big dudes walked past me, looked like models, and had the big like Navy thing on with all medals all over it, and there's about 4 of them.
I love that. So you saw a bunch of dudes in military uniform. Your first thing was
idea
like
there was an event on.
It was like, a bunch of strippers.
They're definitely strippers.
Well, they were too good looking. That was the thing. They were too big and good looking. And then somebody said, "Oh no, it was a weapons expo that it must have been about 6-7 years ago." I thought, "Oh, they're proper like generals." That they were American. Heard them. Hence the teeth. That's the nice teeth that they had. But I thought, oh, isn't that strange? That's a proper, like that's the guys that fire the rockets. Like
who press the button that make the bangs.
Or keep you safe, depending on which way you want to look at it.
Yeah, right.
Which side of the rocket you're on.
yeah, depending.
I was saying to him before, there was a friend of mine did some stuff with UN, like the youth groups and all that. And he said, I think it was in, oh God, it's going back now, we're in Iraq. But anyway, so the kids who were like 2 and 3 growing up amongst the war, it might have been Iraq. Oh, who were America bombing? What's
narrow it down.
Yeah,
come on. What in the last 15 years? I mean, we've got a short list here.
These kids had grown up. What would happen is with the drone strikes. So the drones obviously don't make any sounds. They just fire rockets down when they're trying to find Al Qaeda or whatever. But they're not specific. They're throwing them into marketplaces and all that. And these kids had grown up with that. And what had they grown up with? Hating the sun, because when the skies were clear, that's when the rockets would come out. Well, when it was raining, they felt safe to go out, and they'd been brought up into that. so they'd absorb the fact of when it's sunny outside, don't go out because that's when the rockets come out the sky.
Shit.
And you see some of them things coming. Sorry,
Wow.
No, I was going to say because clouds and cloudy is one of the buzzwords that Prism, the program that's
Secret Services.
One of these, snooping programs.
Right.
That's one of the buzzwords, like cloud and cloudy, like that will cause a red flag thing if you're messaging.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's cloudy today, or whatever.
That means
this is how.
Fucking
Fucked.
hell.
So,
Wow.
that even saying, I think it's going to rain tomorrow. They're like, suspect, maybe a terrorist,
Probably terrorists.
Because when you see the rockets coming out the sky and it's just a silent plane, you just see rockets. You go, that's almost godlike. That's like some Greek gods just you're looking up and then suddenly
chucking a thunderbolt
out of nothing. Like you can't. It's not like and a bomb comes out. Like, it's not World War II. You just see two rockets come blow, and you want to get one person. He was telling me this, the guy, he was saying it was must have been 2016, 14, something like that. There was a famous thing, a statistic that came out. It was Al-Qaeda. Well, this was Al-Qaeda. To get these 17 guys, right, specific guys, they'd had to kill 1,100 people, innocent people.
That's terrible.
Because they'd just been throwing bombs, but it killed everybody around them. You blow that car up, but you've blown 7 cars up either side as well. But they're all terrorists now. You've made terrorists. If those kids whose parents were just been obliterated that did nothing, you got a whole more low terror, and you do it again, and it just spreads out. But then you go, well, they do want war. They have to weapons the companies. They have to use their weapons up to get money for more weapons. So they have to use these things up. Ergo, they have to create wars. You need terrorists, otherwise there's no war. What happens to all that war machine, all that money, and all that? You don't. It's a big part of the economy is money and through war.
Yeah.
I read a very interesting book a while ago about special forces and intelligence in Iraq, and this was before ISIS as well. So, but basically, it kind of explained. So it's before ISIS, and it kind of explained how that came about. And I was like, before it had come about, you know what I mean? So explain the background, the history, and the context of it all. And I was like, oh, so when all that stuff was coming on, I was like, oh, I read that book and I kind of understand the context of this. And very interesting. But again, it created this kind of, because they were just wiping out it created basically a structure without a hierarchy, because they were just murdering everyone in charge. Wow. So it created like this structureless, non-cohesive organization, and that's how you get stuff like that. Al-Qaeda in Iraq and
gang starts and they get bigger and bigger.
ISIS, but it also created like a death cult effectively, and that sort of led to ISIS.
What do you mean a death cult?
Well, effectively because these guys just knew that if you were joining up, chances are you're probably going to get killed in a month. You know what I mean? Like your life expectancy was not very, because you're just going to get zapped by a thing. You're going to get blown up. You're going to get shot. So like it created this kind of death cult where they would just like, screw it. I don't. They just sort of embraced that side of it. And
a lot of them people that fight in them wars, like Al Qaeda soldiers, a lot of them are forced into it. Like you haven't got a choice. Yeah. They come into your town and they grab all the blokes. What are you going to do? So mate, I'll wait for the next gang to come along. I'll wait for the next bus. But
This is really deep conversation.
I know. I was
expecting coming on talking about social media.
I was going to say, hang on. This is what always happens. We always end up talking about
to the whoopee cushions.
Anyways,
so the election. Anyway,
telling them. Well, I went on there. 1 minute we were talking about the whoopee cushion. Next, some kids were being obliterated in the market.
I was just sat here like,
this is terrible world. It's awful, isn't it? Yeah.
What if you had to give up all your social media, including YouTube, but you can only keep one? You can't have YouTube. What one would you keep?
Instagram, because you can just do everything on there. Post videos, pictures.
Are you posting
stories.
videos on Instagram?
Yeah. I'm doing like videos on top 5 ways to grow on all these social medias, or just public speak and all these things. So
What do you do in your spare time then when you're not doing this? Have you got any hobbies, weird hobbies or anything?
Sounds so bad, but like I feel like I have no hobbies anymore, because I feel like this started off as my hobby because I was doing YouTube videos. So now that it's my job, it's just kind of like I have no hobbies. Like besides this, it's like.
Where do you have you got any plans for the future, like 5 years plans, like you want to be doing something?
Like the thing is like I kind of know social media is gonna be there for a while, but it's just like I can't just keep doing videos for the next 20 years on YouTube. So I'm trying to expand and do different things now. So now I'm starting to do a lot of coaching and all that kind of stuff, because that can actually kind of, lead somewhere.
Yeah.
But still on the side, keep social media and keep doing like videos.
So like, what type of industry would you like to be in? Would it be a talking industry or music?
Hopefully coaching, like the kind of coaching industry, or even, but still kind of stay in the social media realm. So whether that's teaching it or doing it, yeah.
Plus, I suppose you don't know what's coming up, do you? So
that's the thing. My thing has just always been like get up on the next trend. So I just kind of fall, just always look out for the next thing. So
is TikTok the next thing, or is that
It's already been the next thing for like a couple.
While this conversation's been going on, it's closed down.
Now it's dead. But no, I say it's if you're getting on now, it's still pretty soon. So
it's been around for a while, isn't it?
Yeah,
is it really?
though. Yeah. But it's only blown up to where it's at now. The last maybe half a year,
it's got big now.
Yeah, before everyone used to make fun of it. They were like, "Oh, if you're on TikTok,
are these
you're a kid."
American companies or these Asian companies?
This is Asian. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So what's Instagram? Is that American?
Well, that's owned by Facebook now. So
is it really?
Yeah.
Bloody the claw over everything. Who was it saying Coca-Cola? Like a lot of drinks you find out now. I was a water drink the other day, and somebody said, "Oh, that's Coca-Cola." You go,
Schweppes.
Some brands you just don't think.
No, it was a fruit water drink. You think, oh, they just do that thing. They just buy up everything that comes near them.
There's lots of brands you think are in competition as well. Like all the sweets, like all the chocolate and sweets and stuff, are owned by like two companies, like Mars, Cadbury, and like you think, oh, they have all these rival things and they're all competing, and this is free market. And,
have you had English chocolate? We must have chocolate from England.
Yeah.
Do you we're supposed from Canada. Do you have the same chocolate as America? You recognize the brands?
Yeah, like we have Crunchy, and I love that. But there's a lot of brands that we have that you guys don't have. So we'll get like a mix of both. It's weird. So we'll have like a mix of American and UK candy, but then we'll also have our own. So we have like a mix of like all three.
Because when I went to America and I tasted the chocolate, I was thinking, this doesn't taste right. It tastes off.
What did you try?
But they were, do you know Maltesers?
Oh, those are terrible, yeah. But it's like the Whooper ones.
Yeah,
Whoopers?
I was looking at them, they called something else. I was thinking,
oh no, the American ones are really fucking bad. Yeah, no, they're terrible.
They have a slightly different cocoa to milk ratio, I think, in America.
But also, like the thing inside just doesn't taste right.
It tastes like a if they're like Maltesers were made in some poor country somewhere,
right, and you're just like,
it's like cooking chocolate,
And they make a big thing like Hershey bars, garbage.
I don't like Hershey either.
Garbage.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I don't like
I remember I tried one. I was like, oh, like Hershey bars, like in the World War II. You
run home like Willy Wonka.
And I tried a bit, and I literally spat it out. I was like, what the hell is this?
But what you need to try is the Hershey Oreo, like the white chocolate one. That one's fucking good. But then the milk chocolate's terrible. But the one that's Oreo, like milk chocolate, that one's sorry.
Because I suppose the Oreo is going to taste the same in every country.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember thinking it tasted like cooking chocolate. Like it's not supposed to be.
As I said, I think it has a slightly different.
But they do have different, right? Because I know in Australia it's to do with the heat as well. The hot countries, they have to put different types of amounts of milk in,
so it
doesn't melt as much.
Yeah.
So in those sort of countries, it tastes vastly different. But yeah, I remember trying a few chocolate bars and thinking, are these off?
And is it me? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and Twinkies. Have you ever had Twinkie?
Yeah, I tried one of them.
Oh, I don't like those.
No, we spoke about the again, spat it out.
They're very big on like peanut butter for some reason, like nuts and peanut butter, and I'm just like, I don't like chocolate with that.
Did I tell you about the Twinkie defense? Did I not tell law defense on Twinkies?
I have heard it. I've forgotten.
Yeah, I might have been Andrew I was talking to.
Remind me, because I have
something called a legal term called Twinkie defense, where a guy had committed murder, and as a defense, he brought up the fact he'd eaten all these Twinkies, and they'd sent him into a sort of rage, like the sugar and all that, sent him over the. I don't think it worked, but it then became the Twinkie defense. Like it's not my fault. It's the stuff I've just had.
I wouldn't even argue with that. I'd be like, fair enough.
I bought a pack of 3 once just to see what they like, and I was high for about 6 hours. So just a pure sugar, just fucking bloodshot, fucking hell. And if you go to Tesco's, they have an American range now. Have you seen them? But they're all like £3 for a fucking chocolate bar, and you go, why are they so fucking expensive?
Oh, they overprice it. Yeah,
the Tootsie Rolls, and I thought I'll try them, but look, they're like £2. I thought, what the fuck is a packet of Munchies? That's not.
But they do the same thing in America. So we'll have there'll be like British sections, and a Cadbury thing is like $10. So
is it really?
Yeah,
there you go. So. Well, it might be a little business we could set up.
Yeah,
there.
just go somewhere, get it all cheap.
Yeah,
I thought about doing that actually.
It's not a bad idea.
Do that suitcase, yeah.
But I wonder if they.
All right, want any chocolate, mate? Yeah.
But I wonder if they eat our chocolate and go, what is this shit?
Probably, yeah.
So social media. So have you got any plans to expand what you're doing? To like we talked before the podcast, we was talking about you maybe doing your own podcast. You haven't never thought about that, a conversational thing.
Yeah. You know, this is my first one. I'm kind of enjoying this, so this might have convinced me to actually start going to podcasts.
Yeah.
What were I think you're a good conversationalist. I noticed on your show, it's some people don't have it. They just don't have it. It's all. It sounds crude to say it's about them, but it's not. You're actually a good conversationalist person in general. I've only said that to a couple of people, but so I think you'd be good talking to other people, especially when they know what you're talking about, and you're not talking to a couple of apes. But yeah, I think you could do something. Is there anybody you'd like to talk to? If you could have like 5 minutes on the YouTube video with somebody, who would it be?
Oh, I don't know if you guys would know him, but Shane Dawson. He's like he basically made YouTube in 2019. Like he's just done so many series where he interviews other people, but like
he's a presenter.
More than interviews. So like he interviews them, but he goes to their house. Like he goes into their life. YouTube celebrities, Okay. And I've done that with someone in Birmingham who had a story that was like basically it's this little boy that got banned from his like a high school thing, like drama club or whatever, because he was like in drag. So that was a massive story in the UK. And then once I found that out, I was like, I tried to contact him just via social media, and I did a whole like series on my channel where I interview him, go to his house.
Yeah, because I think that's.
And I really enjoyed that. So.
Is it Liam something?
No.
It was on your channel. Yes, it must have been.
Fuck.
So what was the story there then? What was it?
Yeah, so at his school he got banned from a talent show. I think
How long ago was this?
Maybe 2 summers ago.
Oh, so recently. Okay.
Recently, yeah. So he got banned from his talent show because he wanted to do a drag act, but they claimed it as like, oh, it was too sexual. But he was just like he was just a boy with like
why
a
is it
dress.
sex got brought into it? I'm just dressing up.
Yeah, and that's why it was a big deal. And that's why people were like, oh, fuck this school, whatever. And that was like a massive story. Like he went like on Good Morning, all these things. And I the second I saw that, I was like, that's really interesting. Like I would love to just go more deeper in, because no one really went deep. They just asked him questions and that was it. But I went like to his house.
To talk to him.
I went and he dragged me up as well for, so... I do enjoy doing that though.
So celebrities, if you could speak to some celebrities then, who... film star, music.
I love since I was a kid, I've had a massive. This is like the one person I would go straight for, but Selena Gomez.
Who's that?
She is a popular,
I don't have a TV,
popular music singer.
Yeah, she's been a singer actress since like the early 2000s.
Yeah. Did she go with Tom Cruise or something?
No,
Selena?
Justin Bieber.
She was. She's a kid.
Yeah, she dated him for a while. Yeah.
But I think she's about 30 now. So
yeah, she's nearly about 30. Yeah.
Is Justin Bieber like so old hat now, or is he like that's still current?
Oh, I've always liked him because he's a like fellow Canadian. But yeah, I think he's been through some shit.
Is it still cool to follow him, or is it not?
Oh yeah. I mean, like, well, now it's cool. Before it wasn't. So people would like make fun of you if you followed him, but now it's like everyone's fucking.
Oh really?
I mean, but he's like, if you look at his social media, he'll just go live and just like stare at his phone like this. It's like really weird shit. Now, you guys follow him on social media? No, it's weird.
He's just going a bit odd.
Yeah, he just like goes live and he just goes.
Well, he's been a celebrity since he was about 2 years old, isn't he? So,
oh no, I'm sure he's just been through some shit.
Yeah,
he's got to do something. Well, Michael Jackson's got to do something to you when you've just been that high profile for that long and had everything.
I wouldn't. I'd be a bit uncomfortable with putting Justin Bieber in the same bracket as Michael Jackson, but
oh yeah, not in terms of sexuality. But I mean,
no, we'll just no.
But I mean, if it's got to warp you, like you've basically lived like a god.
Yeah.
So it's got to your barriers aren't there. Your things you've learned. So you've got to be. I mean, when you're just picking up a phone and staring at it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah,
it's like you're on an LSD trip, but you're not. You're acting like you're on a trip, but you're not.
He's just on live, like.
I remember I took LSD. Well, I didn't do it on purpose. It's one of my many drug stories. This is from a year ago.
Yeah.
And it was the fucking weirdest thing, because I'm quite in touch with myself. But the drugs just pushed me over the edge, and there was a sort of battle of reality in my head where I was on the bed, and I bought some cheap drugs from somewhere, and it obviously had LSD in it. And I felt the high coming on, and I was lying on the bed, and I started to fall through the bed. And it's not, my sense was saying, you're not falling through the fucking bed. You're on the bed. You're not stupid. You're on a bed. You can feel it.
Yeah.
But my body was gripping onto the bed because it was definitely falling. So it just didn't make any sense.
So you're lying on a bed, gripping onto the bed, trying not to.
It.
That must have been.
My body was saying, "You are fucking falling." It's not you're falling, but my brain was going, "No, you're in the bed in a room," and it was like, "Fuck, the fuck is going on?"
As my friend said about magic mushrooms, He said that he said it was an interesting experience because he said that it showed you that your senses can be fooled. Do you know what I mean? He lied to you, and just you and reality, the way you perceive reality through your senses can be completely different and relative. You know what I mean? Depending on your state and how you're feeling, and and other influences. So like sort of reality isn't true. Well, not true, but
it depends how you're looking at it.
Yeah, it's not an absolute.
There was a science thing they did, and they were testing people's. That they would make them jump off of different heights, and they was telling them how long do you think you were falling for, and they always get it wrong, because it was depending on how scared they were. Meant how long they thought the time was, if you know what I mean. And they use it Einstein. They say like if you were to travel for a year, and for that year all you were doing was sat in a car, and it was all blacked out, and you just sat there. How long would a year feel? Then they do another thing where they'd say, right, so now you're going somewhere on a plane, and it's for a year, but you meet different celebrities every day. And how long did that feel? And then they do one where you're going somewhere for a year and you're on a boat, and it's just one beautiful woman every day for that year. And they said what you think a year is would be dependent on how much you're enjoying each day. Or put yourself in a room and stare at a wall, stare at a clock. Yeah. I mean, think of how long a year would be if you would just sat. Do you know what I mean? So there you go. It's like it's all relative to what's you're feeling and how you're
like a boring job. I mean, sometimes it can just drag, and you're just like, how is it only 2 hours in?
I got nicked once, and I put me in a police cell and overnight, and I actually
it just drops these in occasionally. I was doing acid lying on my bed, and then I was arrested.
That's the Disney version of my film. But I actually enjoyed it. There was a pissy mattress that I had to sit on, which I did not enjoy. But because I'm quite a control freak, and the fact that I was just locked in there, I thought, right, I can't actually do anything. Like it's sort of, I'd imagine like an Instagram or a YouTuber or something, somebody that's addicted to social media. It would be a nice break, but they don't know it. If you were forced to you're in here for the night, and there's no senses. There's nothing to. I can't talk to it. I can't the phone. I can't the TV. There's nothing. I'd have to go and just relax for the first time.
I've always really wanted to do one of those sensory deprivation.
Yeah, tanks. Yeah,
what's that?
That's where this is going to sound weird.
Have you not heard of them? Sensory deprivation.
It's where literally you get in your swimming trunks, and you get in. You get in this pool, and then they close. You get in this weird pool, and
sometimes they look like eggs, half egg shaped thing. You close it,
and then they close it, and you're floating around in the water in complete darkness.
And what happens is your senses, you've got no input, like nothing's, there's no sound, there's nothing. And also...
And you're just sort of floating there.
How long are you there for?
It can be up to hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
But what happens is your brain starts to, you still got to get trippy. But what they do is, because it's pitch black, it's soundproofed, you can't hear anything, it's usually in basements. And they put the amount of salt in it, depending on how much you weigh, so it makes you float. And then they put the water to the temperature of your body, which is usually about 33 degrees or something like that. So you're floating and you can't feel the water because it's at the same temperature as you. So you can't feel anything, you can't hear anything, and it feels like you're in air because your body's not saying I'm in water, it's just saying that I'm in nothing.
People say it's like being in the womb.
Yeah.
Basically.
And are you meant to get it out there like just mentally cleansed or?
Yeah, I suppose it's...
I suppose it's like a mental detox, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, it depends what's in your head. If you're a sociopath, and you go, hang on, I start seeing me stabbing knives
weird, scary stuff, yeah.
But I was going to do something for that for the magazine, but that was like years ago. I don't know if it's still... I thought more people knew about it now, but I don't think they do.
Wow.
Yeah. As I said, it's...
It'd be good just to let go of your senses to go, right, I don't know, I feel like I'm floating here.
I feel like I'd freak out. Like, I don't know.
You might release something inside you.
Yeah.
Go, let me out.
Yeah. It might be, there must be a panic button or something somewhere.
Oh, there must be.
Like for
Plus, how many people have jerked off in there and things like that? I mean, there's someone
they were like, finally on my own.
Finally, I've been waiting 30 years for this. Oh, God.
I've got no depth to me here. I just want to whack it.
Soundproof as well, so you'd really go for it. You know what I mean?
No, you must be able to open it because I'm thinking, what if you freaked out?
That's what
It's not like to have cameras in there to see if you're freaking out, and nobody's in there watching you. So some people you must be able to open it, I imagine.
Yeah, if there's an emergency. I mean,
yeah, but then how do you see where the fuck am I? You're pushing your feet.
Yeah, I'm not sure they'd lock you in there, to be honest, because I think that's technically kidnapping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's something else.
I remember. Do you remember Tales of the Unexpected?
Vaguely.
Right, so this is like
Boomer talk.
Yeah,
sorry.
TV had barely been invented, and they had these little 15-minute shorts. But nowadays there's like humor and things, and everyone looks good. But when these originally come out, they were Roald Dahl
did them. Yeah, the kids
short
author,
stories,
you know?
and they would have them on late night TV in England, and
it's like Tales of the Unexpected.
Yeah,
Tales of the
Unexpected. No, it's Twilight Zone, and now
but because it was the English version, it was really fucking dark. Like there was no humor. People looked normal. There wasn't even really music in it. It was just playing out little scenes of.
And it was like the 70s, so everyone just looked horrible.
Yeah,
you know,
they look like normal people.
Yeah. Well, they look gross. You know what I mean? Everyone had like sort of comb overs and like 2 teeth and shit.
I said there was one that freaked me out because it's like you can't do that nowadays. And it was the one I said it on this podcast before, where it starts as a girl on the bus, young girl, schoolgirl on the bus, and there's an old man looking at her, and they're going through like some. It's like Wales or somewhere like very rural, just literally the sheep and fields. And she's sitting there looking all weird. And only 15 minutes, and the guy's sort of looking at her, and she's sort of turning away and all this. No mobile phone to look at. Like she's just looking out the window, and the guy sort of like comes sitting there, and goes, "Hi, how are you?" And all this, and it starts to get really weird. She's being friendly, yeah, blah blah blah. Anyway, so she goes, "Okay, no, I'm just going home." "Okay, well, you're very pretty and all this." And she's going, "Okay, I've got to go." And she gets off the bus. And she just goes somewhere. She's got off the bus too soon. And she's like a big between 2 fields, and she starts walking. Anyway, so she walks up and she sees the guy like walking back toward. He got off at the next stop, and it's in between fields. It's like a rural area. Yeah. So she turns around, she starts running. She goes to a phone box. It's good. The episode is called Flypaper, and so she's running. She goes to a phone, like the guy starts coming, "Don't worry, don't be scared." And he's coming to her, and she's on her own. And she phone box and nothing there. And then she runs and she finds a little caravan. And the woman answers, the old woman answers, and she brings her in. And she goes, "The guy's been following me, this, that, and the other." And she said, "Oh, don't worry, my husband's a policeman." She phones him up, says, like, "Can you come back?" Because this girl doesn't know where she is. So she's talking to her, it's like where she is and all that. The old woman's looking at the thing to make sure the guy doesn't come back.
I think there's a twist coming.
Yeah,
I know. I'm waiting for it.
So the husband turns up, knocks on the door, opens it up, and it's the guy.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the cop.
Then, so it cuts. Right, so he comes in, and then the woman's face stops being smiling. She looks at him. They lock the caravan door, and it cuts to a news report. The body of a 12-year-old girl was found in a field, and you go, fucking, and it's like proper news. Like it just cuts.
Oh my God!
Today, the body of a 12-year-old girl was found in the, and you go,
and that was it. There's no comeuppance. There's no consequence.
What is this? Like, what are you watching?
Yeah, they would do some weird stuff. There was I don't know if it was it. There was one where there was a woman, a young girl. She was good. Right, so I'm butchering this, but she was going to prison or something, and she met a guy in there. And the guy took a liking to a young girl, and said she didn't want to be in prison, and he run the morgue, and he said, "Look, when people die, what we do is," he got to know her. There's all like bollocks talking, and he said, "When you hear a bell, the bell kept going off. When you hear a bell, it means somebody's died."
When the bell tolls.
Yeah, or it might have. I'll be surprised if it wasn't that.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's probably what it's called.
He said if someone commits suicide in the jail or whatever, and I think I'm remembering it. He said, "So what we'll do is we'll get you out of here." He said, "All you do is when there's a dead body, you climb inside it. We'll take you out. We'll bury you." Well, I mean, it already doesn't sound good.
No.
And what happens is when everyone is climbing down all that, I'll come back and I'll get you. I'll dig you out, and then you can escape. So they do this thing. She's waiting, and then one day the bell goes. So she runs to the morgue and she finds this thing that he's left out, coffin. She climbs into it, waits for a bit.
On top of the dead body.
Yeah. And then she hears the guy come back and start nailing the thing in, carrying it, like moving around, going into the ground. The mud's been thrown on top. She's waiting, thinking, "What the fuck's going on? He isn't coming back." Waiting. Anyway, so after a while, she gets the lighter out. She lights the thing, and the dead body she's next to is the guy that was supposed to come and get her.
Fuck.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Shit, me.
No, it's fucked up. It's dark.
yeah, super dark. Yeah,
But
good
now
stuff.
they'd be funny. They'd be good looking. They'd be, it wouldn't work. But yeah,
Well, nowadays there'd be some comeuppance. You know what I mean? These are bad people doing dreadful things, and then they go home and just and then carry on. You know?
Yeah, that's the thing with today's society, though, is like you said for your thing before that, you're like, oh, I don't think they could show this on TV anymore. But I think like even like a lot of stuff on social media, even like videos in the past on YouTube, people are almost a bit too like they have to put filters on filters on everything now. If you know what I mean. Like I used to watch these YouTubers back in 2010, and they would say some crazy shit. But now, if you said that, like you'd be demonetized. People would, cancel you and all these things. So
I suppose because it is a thing now, isn't it? There's some weight to carrying a YouTube video or a YouTube channel or whatever. And that before, it's just I put shit up on there. Who gives a shit? Nobody watches it.
No, I mean even me, like I used to like
something
cuss
to lose.
I used to cuss every like like every other word, and now I can't do that because
really?
I'll get demonetized, or people don't like that. Oh, my mom watched this with me, like so it's just all these different things.
How much are you allowed to swear on, like for YouTube and stuff?
Can you swear once even, or does that make you adult
you
content?
Can swear a few times, but if YouTube catches it, like but I mean the chance that they go through your whole video and they catch that one fuck, like okay, but yeah, there's just so many like filters now. There's even child filters on. I don't know if you guys heard about this new like YouTube child filter thing, but they're gonna have a YouTube for kids. So if your content was directed towards kids, you're not going to be allowed on the real YouTube platform anymore. So all your videos are going to be dragged along to this new YouTube.
But don't you say that? Don't you click? Is this adult content or not? Or is this something else?
Yeah. So now you have to be like, is this child content? Yes or no? And all these things. But they're actually going to
a separate site.
Whole different separate YouTube, and all these things.
Oh Christ! But doesn't that exist now? Then though. Can kids go on?
Well, it's
YouTube?
like it's a bit like Netflix. It's a bit like Netflix because Netflix has like the
Netflix
kids option and then like the normal option.
But I think it was more a situation of ads as well. Like some parents would watch YouTube with their kids, and they would be getting ads for like Durex, let's just say, and they were like, okay, this is like a child's video. Like this doesn't make sense. So now YouTube is really trying to secure everything, and so if kids go on this platform, they can like guarantee you have no bad ads, like all child-friendly ads, child-friendly videos. So yeah.
And no weird things popping up in the next
thing.
up. You know,
that's the thing.
In your queue, next up, all of a sudden you can get some kind of race science video or something, some Nazi dude or something. You know what I mean?
For real, like you go from like Peppa Pig to like
to hardcore, so white supremacy.
What do you do in your spare time? You didn't really answer the question. Have you got anything going on? You don't go to the gym. We know that.
No, I don't go to the gym. I don't really know. Like I've always loved just watching movies. Like I just watch movies. I've watched I've watched most of them.
Give me a couple of your top films.
My top favorite movie, Gone Girl. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Oh yeah.
What's this about?
So good.
Recent film is it?
David Fincher. A couple of years ago.
Written on a book.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it about?
It's very good. Basically, just this guy that has that's married to this girl, but the relationship kind of goes south. And the girl.
It's a romantic comedy.
No, very much.
Completely. No, very much so.
Basically, his wife like fakes her own murder.
Yeah.
And she tries to frame him because she's just over his shit. Like he's cheated on her. All these things.
Okay. He wants to get back.
Yeah. So she wants to kill herself and then frame him for the murder.
Yeah.
But then all these shit ends up happening. She's very fucked. But
you'd like it has a weird twist. It has a nice twist and stuff.
Yeah,
it goes dark, and you probably quite like it. The first half's really interesting because it has Ben Affleck basically.
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, he's like the main.
He's
guy.
good. It's good. Yeah. Genuinely, he's a decent. He's good and stuff.
Is that the one that did Happy Gilmore?
No, that's Ben Stiller.
No,
the Ben Stiller. That's
it's Ben something.
That's fuckface. What's his name?
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler.
Oh, okay. So it's not him.
No.
Okay.
No. Good Will Hunting.
I haven't seen it. I know the film, but yeah.
Isn't he like one of the superheroes, like Batman or something?
Oh yeah, who's Batman as well? Batman versus Superman.
Who was Ben Stiller?
Ben Affleck. Too many Bens.
I haven't seen the Batman. Go on anyway.
Too many Bens. What were we saying? What?
So what does he do?
Oh yeah, no. The first half's really interesting because basically his wife just disappears and they don't know what happens, and it sees the film is sort of through the lens of basically he just acts weird and he doesn't act guilty because because people the public attention on him makes him look weird and guilty when he's not, because he hasn't done anything. He actually hasn't done anything. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's just confused. But it's weird because the media creates an impression that he's probably did it, probably guilty.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because there are cases recently with disappearances and people get murdered, and it's an interesting kind of comment on the media creating a narrative through real people's lives and stuff.
Why is that your favorite film?
I just love like movies with good plots. I think that's one thing that like some movies that are, you know, Netflix originals and all these things like that they just lack is like a good plot.
Right. Okay.
And I mean, I love like at the end when you're like, fuck, like a
so
nice
it's a good film to watch.
twist.
Like it's well made.
So
you mean?
very well made. I mean, the soundtrack, cinematography, and all the whole way is just amazing as well.
What film do you like, Charles? You haven't really mentioned films. I know you got
What
your
film do I
podcast.
like?
Have you got another film podcast coming up or not?
I don't know.
Oh, so what is it going to be like a Star Trek or something like that? A comic book? No.
Well, boring. The Godfather is I think a perfect film. Boring.
Yeah.
But you know, okay, blah blah blah. But then I was thinking the other day. Okay, a pretentious wanky answer is Coin a Scotsy.
Oh, for fuck's sake! What's
I've never
this?
watched that.
Has it got any words? It was just a series of photographs.
Kind of.
No, is it
Kind
really?
of.
In black and white,
it is
is it?
effectively a piece of art.
Oh,
you know,
God.
it's like
Is it a
video art.
reaction against-
No, it's video art, but
Right.
effectively, and it is. It doesn't have any dialogue.
Oh God!
And
So I
it is-
wasn't even joking.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't have any dialogue.
It
Doesn't have
really
any
is
characters. Doesn't have any characters.
Right.
It is just a series of images. No, a series of filmed sequences about nature and mankind and technology, and it is effectively the story of the birth of the Earth and then life coming about, and then
you have to be smoking
mankind.
weed when you watch
Yeah,
this
right.
for it to make.
No, but there's a sequence in it called The Grid, which is about a 20-minute sequence within, and it's absolutely phenomenal and literally kind of takes my breath away every time I see it. It's
Really?
fantastic.
What is The Grid?
The Grid? Is well, that's the because there's wonderful music by Philip Glass throughout. That really kind of holds it all together, and these beautiful images, wonderful things. It took them years. I think it took them about 67 years or something to shoot this all.
Wow.
It's unlike anything I've ever seen. It is very pretentious, and you've got to be in the mood for it.
Do you have to be a first year film student to appreciate it?
Yeah.
But really arty.
Yeah.
Nobody gets me.
Yeah, but
Just have to wear a beret when.
well, there's a whole bit at the end as well. When the final sequence in it is a whole bit at the end of the Challenger space shuttle launching up and then exploding. And then you watch this one piece of debris fall through the sky for about 5 minutes and land.
Oh God! It just watches it fall down.
Yeah.
And is that what they were supposed to be sitting in? Wasn't it? Or was it just
that
a
was
bit
the
of debris?
that was the challenge. I mean, that was just a piece of debris.
Oh, it was a piece of debris. Oh.
Challenger.
Well, it's like that one movie. I don't know if you guys saw it. It's called like Quiet Place or something. There's just no audio the whole way through.
And what are you watching?
Well, basically the whole plot is just like if there's a sound, like if someone makes noise or something, this monster comes and like kills them.
Oh, right.
So the whole movie there's like no sound. And you just kind of hear it when there are sounds and the monster comes out.
Oh, it comes out.
It's pretty interesting. Did you see it? Yeah.
Emily Blunt. I like Emily Blunt.
Avengers. Let's get back to colour and explosions. What are they up to now? Is that all gone there? Done?
No, it'll never end. Comic book films will never end. Not as long as I'm around. No, they got Black Widow coming out, and
What does she do or he do?
she.
Yeah, I thought it would be a woman.
That's what's her name, isn't it? Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah,
she leaps around and kicks people.
Yeah, I heard of that.
Had a lot of those films,
I
didn't
think
we?
if any, I think now, you know, is the bubble? People saying, superhero fatigue, is the bubble going to burst?
Yeah.
If ever a film, if ever a film was going to slightly underperform, not do I mean, for Disney, that's not do $1 billion.
Yeah.
Dollars. I mean, this isn't. You know what I mean? This isn't like Terminator Dark Fate kind of figures here, where they sort of scraped by like the 10 million opening weekend or whatever the hell. If ever a film was going to slightly underperform, maybe do about 400, 500, 600 mil. That's probably it, because I think she's dead. in the continuity. It's a prequel.
Oh right.
Oh, it's a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel because she died. She died and didn't come back, and it's just like, and like she's okay, but I don't think Scarlett Johansson's an okay actress, but I don't think she is a leading lady. Because the films I have seen her in where she's headlining, I've always thought, yes, I've seen you be in stuff, and I've seen you be good and stuff, but I don't know if she has the chops to carry a film.
Yeah, the weight behind it.
Yeah.
I watched listened to something the other day and talking about Marlon Brando and like the problem with him and his dad and all that. And there's an interview bit where it's talking about like coming from a bad place, because they're saying like how could he act and all that, and he said basically all his emotions and all that anger was because he was like that naturally.
He's an angry man.
No, they play an interview because they said he basically hated actors. He hated acting. He thought it was like Ponzi, but he just somehow he got into it and was good at it. Yeah. And there's a bit where they play an interview from him and his dad, and because obviously his dad beat him or whatever, and he's
I don't know
in the interview. The dad goes, "Oh, so you think about your son? Well, I knew he'd be something like this, and blah, 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 blah. You know, he could have done this and he could have done that." And I said, "Oh, so what do you think about your dad?" And he says, "Well, his dad sat there." He goes, "Well, I'm not too bothered because I could still take him out with one punch. It doesn't matter." I'm like, "Oh, fucking hell, that's some fucking family you got there." Think of that saying in front of your old fucking dad, like, "I could take him out with one punch."
Like, it's like
everyone has their family issues, I guess.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I've got a few family issues, but my God, like nothing like that. Yeah, it's like John Wayne's dad calling him his son Marilyn. What was it?
Oh,
what's that again?
John Wayne.
Yeah,
his real name was Marilyn.
Oh, really?
Yes, and his dad gave him a girl's name.
Yeah,
to toughen him up.
Oh,
that
really?
Was when he was a baby. I'm pretty certain, like, because he said, "I'll make a man that they'll either make him or break him."
Yeah, I mean, could have got him a barbell set, mate.
Yeah.
Give me gym membership.
It helped. It helped that he turned out to be like a beast and like sort of 6'5" and
exactly,
like huge.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah. So maybe that's a good thing. You know,
he grew as a reaction against.
From a baby, his genes just kind of changed, morphed like X-Men or something.
Yeah, that's not even funny. I suppose Marilyn Monroe would have been. Yeah, no, that would have been after. Before. No,
he's before. Yeah, before. I swear that's his real name. Yeah.
I was listening to something about how they killed Marilyn Monroe. Like these guys come out and said like they know how they did it, and basically because she was like JFK didn't want to be with her. Like he said he wanted to be with her, and like after he banged her and didn't want nothing to do with her. Then she went with the brother, didn't she? She went with Bobby Kennedy, and then he knocked her on the head. And then basically she was so pissed off, she said, "I'm going to fucking tell everybody everything." And so they killed her apparently.
And the Illuminati killed her, yeah.
No, but they got a doctor around because they said, "Oh, she died from drug overdose and all that." But no, this guy's come out and said they wrote a book, and he said, "No," he said, "What they did, they just got a doctor around when she was like on drugs, and they just pumped her full of oxygen into her blood and it looked like she had a heart attack."
Oh,
but I mean, the conspiracies aside, she was threatening to like because they didn't want nothing to do with it. There was one sort of person that she just turned up the fucking White House, saying, "I want to see him," and he's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like we've done. She'd been passed around by everyone. It's terrible.
Turned up like Karen in Goodfellas, coked out, just be like, "Go. There's a whore in here."
But no, it's sad because she was passed about by fucking everyone, like all the movie projects and all that. And then when she thought she fell in love with JFK, and when he didn't, was like, "Look, this is for fun, I'm not fucking marrying you." And she said, "I'll tell everybody everything." And then they would get rid of somebody. They're not going to not. Do you believe in UFOs?
Oh, I love a conspiracy theory. Yeah.
That's a pivot, man. That was a pivot.
I'm walking him down a dark alley. It was a bit of a jump.
So it's one of these podcasts. Okay, I see. Okay. No, I love a conspiracy theory.
Well, we've done a UFO podcast where the UFOs are real and they are going to come out. Something just come out recently about this Tic Tac UFO thing. So we had this guy called Bob Lazar that we spoke about on the UFO podcast, who basically explained everything about what had been going on with like fucking years ago. Now people are realizing. He's going, "I'm fucking telling you 30 years ago." And then you got the commander of the Air Force thing, American guy, and they had that footage that they actually put onto the news of this thing just big fucking disappearing, 4 fighters just following it, and then it just flies off the screen. So now they're starting going on. We can't really say he's got bad eyesight or anything. He's like one of these commanders of a wing of the fucking military. And so it's all coming out bit by bit.
Did you go to Area 50? What is it? Area 51?
Area 51, yeah. Well, they're saying what Area 51...
When they raided it, did you hear about that?
Raided it?
Yeah, it was like September 21st or something. Like,
what?
Everyone on the internet was like, "Let's raid Area 51."
Oh yeah, they said that's what Adrian was talking about.
I saw the build up to that. I didn't see the payoff. Well, what happened?
Me neither. I didn't see. There was like a few guys there. Some guy vlogged
Andrew was telling me about this.
I think probably about 5 people turned up. Probably
5 people showed up.
one of them probably in Jedi robes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just to ruin it. Just for the cameras.
Just talking about Anakin and stuff. Everyone's going, all right, yeah, this guy.
But it's funny when you listen to just those two blokes, especially the Bob Lazar when he talks about it, and you go, it's so normal. Like he's explained, like when I was there and all the stuff he used to go on. And a lot of people said that, but this guy just didn't want no attention, and he's only stuff that's happened now that then are going back to him saying, "Oh, that stuff you said, it's real." Yeah, fucking, I work there. I'm telling you. Yeah. But yeah, it turns out Area 51 is actually mostly underground. The bit you can see is the top. It's actually like 18 to 20 floors underground, and they actually connect through the underground. How they move, they're saying how they move stuff around is actually underground. So they bus people in on planes and ships. You can't make your own way in. But the stuff that you get moved around underneath, which goes to other bases that are fucking miles away that you're never going to know about. I don't know why I've gone down.
Walmart secret tunnels.
Yeah, right.
The White House and Walmart.
There's probably a Walmart down there.
I've never gone to Walmart and seen the amount of stuff they sell in there. There's like, you got food, and next to it there'd be like a wetsuit for scuba diving gear, and you go, what the fuck is that? When your Tesco's going that way?
Lidl.
Yeah.
Lidl.
Here's the beans. Here's the beans, and here's some underwear.
Well,
Ladies' front lingerie next to the cucumbers.
But I was surprised by this. But Asda is Walmart. Yeah. So technically, it's not the same.
You see
as
the little
Walmart.
name Walmart in the corner, and eventually over the years it's going to get bigger. And
They used to have a few Walmarts actually. I've been to
in England.
Yeah.
Where?
I swear I went to one in Bristol. And it was huge. It was like sort of how you see these big American supermarkets. As in it just looks like a warehouse, basically, stacked up with food. And like, very strange because it was just around, it was a year or two after they bought them up. And I saw a few Walmarts around. A few of the Asdas turned to Walmarts, and then they turned back to Asdas a few years later, I think, because I don't know why. Because
they didn't want to change the name because they wanted to seem like, I don't know. From what I've heard, it's like they just wanted to keep the branding for the UK.
Yeah,
but it's so different.
We spoke about last week about the. Was I telling you? No, it wasn't. It on the podcast. Remember that I had the paper when we was talking about the pilot. Walmart had taken out life insurance on thousands and thousands and thousands of their staff, because obviously they're all over the place. Yeah, and somebody died who had life insurance with the husband, and they said no, you can't. Walmart already had it. And then this massive story came out, and they all spilled out that when you signed up, you actually signed up a death thing for they were getting money for when people died that worked for them.
What?
And nobody realised, thousands and thousands of people. They'd been getting paid off from all the people that had died.
So you literally,
you
still work for them after you're dead.
Yeah,
you can't,
awful.
You can't escape. You can't
You're
escape.
just scanning in the sky.
But just the person that said, let's put this clause in there, you go, are you fucking evil? Like, what are you?
Yeah.
You can't do it. But they don't give a fuck.
You have enough
We had
money.
the Kids for Cash scandal. There's also on the paperwork that we spoke about, where there was a guy that owned a correctional facility for kids, and it turned out that the judge owned part of this correctional facility, and he sent like 1,300 kids to jail because he was getting money obviously from the government for every kid that he sent there, and he had part ownership of the thing, so he was sending them all in. So 1,300 kids got let back out when they realised Cash for Kids scandal.
Yeah,
it was literally
wasn't it? Yeah.
not one kid, not two kids, 1,300 he sent to jails because he was profiting off. And you get to sleep at night knowing you've done that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's evil. There's evil human beings walking around.
Yeah, definitely. They just don't give a shit.
We got to end on a high.
It's you, man. Yeah. You keep on just
drag you into a gutter. Like the thing from the swamp. I grab you, like brother here, I just claw you.
Beautiful day out today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stay out of the sun in case you get cancer.
Yeah. I am starting to see a theme emerging, like nihilistic.
Right. It's like,
I'll have to keep an eye on that.
I'm only joking, man.
Talking about, can you? I forgot. Our sponsor. Can you go to the gym? Can you go to the fridge and grab our sponsor at the fridge?
How did fridge go?
You'll see.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I think health, because it's a healthy drink. So what have you got coming up then? What have you got doing? You're taking over the internet.
So recently, I just released my first ever, those kind of coaching classes. I used to use Udemy as an example, so it's basically a platform where people just go learn about how to grow. It's everything now: play guitar, marketing, all these things.
I was going to say growing marijuana.
Yeah, everything.
Right.
And so I have a whole course on there now, a 3-hour course where I teach people how to grow on Instagram. So.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah. Oh, so and this is a paid service.
Yeah, so people pay a fee, but they get my whole class. So it's pretty cool.
Do you what other classes are you going to be doing?
So my first one is Instagram, but now I might go on to how to grow on TikTok, how to grow on YouTube. Just like expand from there. Yeah,
Karim, that could be useful. Your empire that you're building, your producer empire. So the show has been sponsored by Love Drinks at the last moment. So these are the drinks. Don't worry, you get to take one away. Don't worry.
If you love drinks,
you love drinks.
Love drinks.
Love your friends, love your co-hosts, give them a love drink. So we had the founder on the other day, but these are really good drinks and they're designed by King's College. And but the founder's a really great guy and they're designed for no crap and not one of the here's another healthy drink with no crap in it. He genuinely went out of their way to make sure there's nothing stupid in it.
Nice.
There's science involved here.
Yeah, the scientifically proven.
Nice.
And I had Chris on because I liked him. I said to him when on the show, I only even got these as sponsored because I liked him first. Because I've had other sponsors, I don't like the company. Always like a drink that happens to be Coca-Cola. Forget it. So, but it's a really good drink. So you're going to get to take one of these away in your little party bag.
Nice.
I say party bag. It's a bag with some drinks in it.
Is there a party in there?
Actually, I think I've bung some of our a flock of coasters in here. I can see you eyeing up our coasters. He's excited to get his hands on our exclusive coasters.
That gets cheap.
Yeah.
Is that the party bag in the corner?
Yeah.
Really
it's a Holland and Barrett bag.
Yeah, right.
Well, there's a party going on.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's always a party at Holland Barrett's. Yeah.
I can't tell you that story. There's criminality.
Oh.
No.
Anyway, love drinks. It's
Love
good.
drinks. Yeah. Love podcasting. Love drinks.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love anything. Love drinks.
Not a hate-filled monster. Love drinks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So you've got all your stuff, your classes. You're going to be doing more of them then?
Yeah. So I just did my Instagram one, but they take so long to make because it's 3-hour classes, just nonstop.
Oh, it's actually 3 hours.
Yeah, I'm giving a class. I'm like writing on the board and everything. Yeah.
Oh,
and it's all
wow.
filmed. And
Where do you film it?
In my own house.
So you've got a board
I
set
have
up?
a nice, setup because I'm a YouTuber, obviously. So I have a camera and
Yeah.
lights and all that. And then I have a whiteboard. I'm just, I teach, I speak, and I do different kind of steps. So, 7 steps to, getting a successful Instagram. So.
What star sign are you, Leo?
Capricorn. Is that what you mean?
July?
December.
Okay.
In like a few days actually. Yeah. December 30th. Yeah.
What are you?
December 29th for me.
Oh, nice.
Oh, right, yeah.
nice.
So when's your birthday? What day's that?
29th.
No, what day?
Day. I think it's the Sunday. I think
Hang on, of December.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant this week. Okay.
No.
Oh. Are you free for? We're doing our Christmas
I know,
podcast this Sunday. What date's Sunday?
Not the 29th.
It's the 20th. Is that the Sunday before Christmas? The night before Christmas?
No, it's the week after.
No, it's
22nd is Sunday before.
So that's this Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God for that. What are you doing for Christmas? Are you going home?
Yeah. So I have family in Canada, but we're just all gonna go to Miami because we hate the cold. So.
Oh, yeah. Are you taking Anthony?
No, he's gonna see his family. He lives in England. His family's in England.
Whereabouts in England is it?
Bournemouth. So
Bournemouth. That's nice.
2 hours south. Yeah.
That's
nice.
Oh, I don't want to grass myself up. No, it's
All
not
right.
Christmas.
What?
No. Let's leave that still.
We'll
I feel like
about
you've
later.
said this a few times today. Just like I'm gonna.
Yeah, I've got to be-
Let's check himself.
I've had a shady past.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm all reformed now. Love drinks. We're a proper professional body.
Yeah.
It's gonna cleanse you.
Ah, nice one. Yeah, I'm going to have this to cleanse. Listen, I know it's a Sunday you've come on, so I appreciate it. It was a short notice as well, so I
problem,
really
no
do appreciate it.
problem.
You've done well. We're hoping you have a podcast of your own one day. Get to talk to
I'll invite you. Yeah, I'll invite both of you guys. Yeah.
Actually, I might give you my magazine. You can be a what's the opposite of a boomer? Can we call you names?
Zoomer?
Zoomer?
A Zoomer?
Is that a derogatory term? I don't even know.
Young,
Yeah.
kid.
Just call me like a preteen. Is that like a preteen? Like, is that like a
that sounds iffy? Yeah.
Underage?
Yeah, preteen's
Sounds
like-
That's the thing. It's all been perverted. You can't say anything about young people without some.
You just can't insult us anymore. That's the thing.
We're gonna have to come up with our own our own social media name for them bloody kids.
We'll come up with some good slang as well.
Yeah, we'll come up with
okay.
that.
We'll make up some good slang.
Yeah.
And just
Let me
pass it
know,
off.
yeah.
Yeah. But listen, I appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Thank you
You've been
for
great,
having
and it's
me.
been really nice
cheers,
to you. And we'll probably see you again next year. See what's going on in your world.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Peace.
Cheers.
See
Bye,
ya.
everyone. Bye.